I might have found home right back where I started, and in so many other places as well. Well, it feels like I've been searching, but intuitively, and like without seeing the full path, just by seeing what's next. And as I've taken all these next steps, I feel like I'm finally looking back at where I've set off from and realizing how far I've come and how much I've learned, how much I've grown. And that feels really special, to be able to see where this path has led me and to come to a more of a holistic viewpoint where I can see. It's like a lookout. I've reached a lookout, but the path still lies ahead, and I don't know where the next lookout will be or what the rest of the path entails, but I trust the journey. And I think that when you can look back and see how far you've come, it allows you to trust the journey, and you really do kind of have to surrender to the unfolding of life, I suppose. I think that trusting your intuition is a lot about surrendering to the unfolding, because trusting your intuition is taking you the next step, and it's just like an inner knowing that this is the right decision, whatever that might be. But trusting that decision without having full view of what's ahead, it's just a leap of faith, I suppose. And I feel like I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of leaps of faith. And this is me taking another one, I suppose. One back to more familiar and gentle land, I think. And I think that it's exactly like where I'm supposed to be at the moment. If there are even supposed to be's and meant to be's, but it's what my intuition feels is the best thing to do, and I'm just not questioning that and going fully into what it is that I feel is right. So I'm really excited to get reset again, get recentered again, and allow myself to fall into a place where I can listen to my intuition more and continue growing and continue just, growing, changing, evolving, because I think that's so much of what life is about. Anyway. It's such a beautiful sunny day. It's absolutely freezing, but it's sunny, and that's something. I have 2 days left in London now, and it honestly feels kind of like surreal that I'm leaving so unexpectedly as well. Basically, like on the 2 days before Christmas, the day before Christmas Eve, just like all of this stuff blew up with my grandma where I was living. I think it was just like a combination of sort of like her personality traits and her character, also older age and memory loss. Just like this combination of things kind of caused her to like outburst at me and kick me out of where I was living, which was completely unfair and really, really sad. And I feel like that happening was like the start of a chain of events which has led me to go back to Australia in a couple of days, which I'm honestly really, really excited for. It's funny how in life, like sometimes things happen and it feels like so not a part of the plan. And I feel like in times like that, you just have to trust what is happening as much as you can, and trust that it's like leading you towards where you're meant to be. And so going back to Australia right now feels like the right thing to do for me. Like I'm really excited to just like reset, feel grounded again. I feel like life is just like a continual reset, a reset after the reset, to reset from the reset, just continually resetting. I think that a reset is beautiful because it allows you to like reevaluate and like constantly look at things from different lenses and like pivot if things aren't working out. And there's no shame in pivoting and changing and going back to places, or, you know, just like, it's all a part of the journey. Like, I've had a few friends ask me if I'm like worried about going back to Byron and going back and feeling like the same way I did when I left, which was just very stagnant. I was really, really sick and tired of living in a small town and really, really just wanted to live in the city. But honestly, I'm really excited to go back and have the comfort of small town living, to be honest. And I feel like I've really scratched an itch in the past 5 months of living in London and traveling, being overseas, just like meeting so many new people, making so many memories, and just experiencing life. I feel like I really needed to do that. It's just been this, I feel like it's just been this like 5 months of kind of searching in a way, but like unknowingly so. I set off intending to live in London, and then I got to London at the start and I was like, oh, I don't really know if I want to feel like completely settled now, like, and then I was just traveling a lot, and I'm really grateful that I've been able to have all of these experiences. But yeah, the way that things have been unfolding is really just like screaming at me to go back to Australia. And I'm like, okay, I surrender, fine, we'll go back home. Yeah, just trusting it all, really. And it's funny because since I've made the decision to go back to Australia and since I booked my flight, I also got really, really sick like a week ago. As soon as I got back from Amsterdam, I just got really sick. I think it was COVID, and I also got my period, and it was really heavy, and it was just like all of this stuff piling up, which was just like screaming at me so loudly, telling me that I needed to reset, needed to ground again. I read this book called The 40 Rules of Love by Alif Shafak last year. It was such a beautiful book, and one line really stuck with me that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and it said, do not go with the flow, be the flow. And I feel like in this instance in my life, that is what I'm trying to do. I'm like, all of this stuff is happening, you know what, let me just be decisive, book a flight back to Australia and just be the flow, you know, like, and instead of feeling like you're being sort of thrown about by life and by things that are out of your control, like, be decisive and take control, take charge, and be the flow. That's the energy I'm channeling at the moment. But I'm just going to enjoy these last couple of sunny days in London, and I'm so grateful that I've had this time of my life here. Like, even though it's only been a couple of months, I feel like the experiences I've had have felt so rich in a way that time can't measure. And I'm really, like, I don't know, I'm not sad to leave because I know that I can come back. Place is always there for you to return to, you know what I mean? It's just like a melancholic feeling I'm feeling at the moment, like as I'm cycling around the streets, just like, oh, this has been so beautiful. Basically, that's it. Like, I'm just really grateful, and I'm really looking forward to the next chapter, going back to Byron and resetting, and going back to an old place with a new sense of self, kind of, is also interesting. But yeah, that's me. That is my update. I hope everyone's having a wonderful start to 2024. I feel like the new year has not started yet. I feel like I'm in this liminal space, like neither here nor there, and just an in-between space, really. I think there's beauty in those in-between spaces, though, to like slow down and just reflect. I feel like the new year feels expansive, and it feels like there's a lot of opportunity, possibility. I think that always comes with the new year. But yeah, I'm just really allowing the dust to settle at the moment, I think. I think the new year's not going to start until like mid-Feb for me. But yeah, sending you love wherever you are in the world. And yeah, let's just keep on living life. Bye.